Welcome to the first of a series of videotapes for instructional purpose on basketball put together by the University of Sports and Superstars basketball camps. The first one is going to be on post play, and for those of you who attended the perimeter and post clinics we put on this past fall, you'll recognize many of the drills that we're going to cover today and many of the teaching points that we're going to make. We're first going to start by working on proper warm-up technique and the drills that you should use to build your inside game. We're then going to talk about establishing low post position and the footwork necessary to do such. We're then going to move on to receiving the ball in the low post and locating the defense, followed by low post scoring moves. We're then going to work on the high post game in terms of how to receive the ball in the high post, how to pin and seal in the low post to get the ball over the top. We'll follow that by working on two-man games, both pick and roll and pick and pop, and the responsibilities of the big men in those two parts of the basketball game. The first drill that all big men should begin their daily workout with is the Mikan drill. George Mikan was the first great big man in college basketball. When he came into college, he was clumsy, had bad footwork. Ray Meyer is coach at DePaul, with the footwork as well, as demonstrated by Aaron right now. He should keep two hands on the basketball. He should keep the ball high as he catches out of the net. The ball should not drop down as he goes back and forth. Then he's going to change the drill to the reverse Mikan. So as he goes to the reverse Mikan, he's using some English on the backboard and spinning the ball off. And as you can see, it's working on the coordination with his feet as well as the skills. Again, he should keep the ball high and not let the ball drop down. Mikan drill is the first drill you should start your workout with every single day. As we said, all big players should have a warm-up ritual that they use every day as they begin their practice. The first is the Mikan drill. The second is the McHale drill, named after Kevin McHale, the great player for the Boston Celtics. In the McHale drill, we're going to work on tipping and keeping both hands up. As Eric demonstrates here, you can see he's on the right side of the floor, of the backboard. He's tipping the ball with one hand and working on keeping his hands up. He tips the ball twice, and the third time he tips across the backboard, chases it, and gets it again. He should keep his inside hand up, and ideally, if he's good enough, the inside hand will touch the rim, not just the bottom of the net. The development of the jump hook to work as a counter to the drop step to the basket is important for all big players. So we start them using the jump hook in a stationary manner. This again should be part of your warm-up as you build your low post game. As you can see here, Eric is now beginning to shoot jump hooks, keeping the ball high, getting it over the front rim. As he shoots the hook, as he demonstrated very well there, his bicep hits his ear. He's going to shoot 3 shots at each of 3 spaces. First on the baseline, the second place will be the middle of the lane. He should keep both hands on the ball longer than he's doing right now. Right-handed, Eric, right-handed here. And he's going to shoot 3 more on the right side of the baseline. After he does these 3, he'll come back left-handed, doing the exact same shot, but a left-handed jump hook. The staple of all low post play is the development of the drop step to the basket. And a drill that's used by almost all coaches in doing that is 2-ball pickup. Here, Frank Knight will demonstrate 2-ball pickup as he goes across the lane from ball to ball, squatting down, staying low to the floor, picking the ball up, executing a crab dribble as he drop steps to the basket, leading with his inside shoulder to protect the ball from the defender. He doesn't want to pivot on that low foot and expose the ball to defense. He wants to lead with inside shoulder in a closed position like a baseball bat, or a little more than he's doing right now. And as he is doing here, he wants to shoot with the outside hand to protect the basketball from the defender. Thanks, Frank. And this time when Frank does it, I'll lean over his shoulders and give him a little pressure on his back as he scores. Here we go, Frank. Go again. So he has to score, getting an old-fashioned three-point play as he goes to the line. Good. If you happen to have heavy weighted basketballs, it's another excellent drill to do with the heavy balls. Thanks, Frank. Again, that drill should be the fourth of the series, starting with the Mikan drill and reverse Mikan, going to stationary hooks, and then finishing up with the two-ball pickup to build your game and scoring in the post area. Now that we've got you warmed up, first thing we're going to start with is establishing low post position, and Eric Knapp's going to help us demonstrate here. Eric's going to break from the weak side into the ball side low post. In establishing low post position, he wants to be above the block in what we refer to as the second stall. First stall, above the block, second stall. Low foot should be no lower than the top of the block. This gives him backboard to use in going to the basket. In coming into the post, Eric wants to drive his man towards the baseline in a V-cutting motion, forcing his defender to move low and thus opening up an area where he can flash into the post. As Eric moves at a V and then into the post and shapes up in the post, he wants to establish himself facing the ball with an arm bar up to hold off the defender and an open palm demonstrating to his teammate that he's open to receive the ball. Notice that Eric is a little bit lower than he should be. He should be fighting to be up the lane a little bit. And the next thing he should do is, if at all possible, is to slowly work his feet up and work his defensive man up the lane. If he works his man up the lane, he has more room to work towards the baseline to score. Let's walk through it again, E. Same thing. Eric drives him to the baseline, comes into the second stall, and calls for the ball. Obviously here, he's got me as a defender held off by the arm bar. Eric yelled ball because it's the post player's job to let his teammate know that he's open and demand the ball. Demand the ball from the perimeter player. So this is what we're thinking about as we come to establish position in the low post. Notice how his feet are wide to give him a good solid base. His knees are bent so that his legs are underneath him. The whole name of the game in low post position is not upper body strength, it's lower body strength and foot position and fighting for angles. And Eric has established himself in a position where he can get the best angle in the low post. Now that we've established low post position, we're going to talk about receiving the basketball once you are in the post. As we said, Eric's going to have an arm bar and an open hand to demonstrate to his teammate and to signify that he wants the basketball. As Eric comes across the ball into the low post and establishes low post position, he spreads out strong, calls for the ball. As the pass comes in, he hops slightly towards the pass. That makes sure that when he lands, he no longer has a stride stop, but is off a jump stop or a one sound stop and can use either foot as a pivot foot. Notice he has chinned the basketball. Eric's 6'5". If he keeps the ball down here, he made himself 3'5". He wants to have the ball underneath here in a strong position where I can't dislodge the basketball. He's going to look over his high shoulder to locate the defense. If I'm defending him here and sealed here, he knows he can drop step, crab dribble, and score immediately. We want to look over the high shoulder because any double team coming from the perimeter will almost invariably come from the high side. If in fact he looks over the high shoulder and no one's there, he knows the defense is here and then he can turn to the inside and use his hook shot or turn around jump shot. So let's walk through it again, please. As Eric Knapp drives his man to the baseline and comes in, he calls ball. As the ball comes, he hops to it, chins the ball, looks over the high shoulder to locate the defense, and now he's ready to go into his low post scoring operational area. As we begin our series of post moves in the low post, we're going to give you 6 ways to score. The first 2 are the most important, especially for young players. That's going to be the drop step to the basket and the jump hook. All right? The ones after that are more advanced for the players that develop the others to begin with. You must learn to walk before you can run, and it all starts with a drop step and crab dribble to the basket. So the first one Eric will demonstrate is he drives his man to the baseline. He comes into the low post, receives the ball, looks over his high shoulder, drop step, crab dribble, score. Again, it's done with his outside hand. Let's do it again, please. Drives him to the baseline, receives, crab dribble, score. It's real important to understand, as Eric does it a third time, as he comes in here, just hold a second, Eric. As he drop steps, he's going to pivot, and this is why pivoting is so important off the high foot, and he's going to seal me as the defender on his rear end, and now I can't get to him unless I commit a foul and give him an opportunity for a three-point play. The two-handed dribble on the floor for you young players is legal for one dribble. It is legal, I repeat, for one dribble as he executes a crab dribble, as you can see him down here like a hermit crab, and now explodes, scoring off his outside hand. So that's the first of the moves we're going to show you. Drop step, crab dribble. The second move is a counter to that, and that's the jump hook. Now he drives in to the low post area, receives the basketball, looks to locate the defense on the high side, finds out the defense is not there. When I was on the high side, he drop step, crab dribble. I'm on the low side, he pivots off his high foot and shoots the jump hook, keeping both hands on the ball a little bit longer. Let's go again, Eric. Here we go. Drives him low, comes into the post, jumps, locates, jump hook. Good. Notice two things. Number one, he kept the ball high. Number two, when he saw the ball was missed, he pursued it. The shooter knows where the ball's going better than anybody else and should be the best offensive rebounder on the floor. Let's go again with the jump hook, Eric. Good. Well done. The third move we're going to show you is the head and shoulders to the jump shot. He's going to, again, drive to the baseline, flash into the low post, receive it, execute a head and shoulders fake, and turn and shoot his jump shot. On the head and shoulder fake, it's going to be opposite the direction he's going to go for the shot, and it has to be a strong, hard fake, not a lazy fake. Here we go. Boom. Let's go it the other way. Shoot it to the baseline side, Eric. Good. And notice that time you use the window. All bank shots should be the high corner of the white square. The next move that we're going to show you is going to be the up and under. And now he's going to step to the middle and go to shoot an old-fashioned roll hook. As he steps in to shoot the hook, the defense comes, he steps under the defense and executes a power layup. On the power layup, there's no need to make the dribble. He can step long enough. The dribble just wastes time. Here we go. Up and under. And again. This is the counter to the hook shot. And it's important to remember, those of you that are smaller low post players, this gives you an opportunity to take a bigger, more clumsy player, get him moving in one direction, and then use your quickness to come back underneath him. The next move we're going to show is a Sigma move, named after Jack Sigma, great former NBA player. As Eric steps and receives into the post, as the pass comes, he's going to step out and receive the ball, reverse pivot, and face the basket. And from this position, he can either drive or shoot. Again, if you are a low post player that may not be quite as big as the man that's guarding you, you may be quicker and more mobile and a better shooter. The Sigma move's excellent for you. Let's walk through it full speed. Boom. All right? The last move we're going to show you, and again, I want to re-emphasize for the younger players, the focus is on the drop step, crab dribble, and the jump hook. The more advanced moves should be used for you older high school varsity players. Notice every time Eric's done it, he's driven the man in and come into the post. Now he receives the basketball, and what he has is a defender who's trying to push him out of the post. He's now going to make a front pivot off his low foot and quickly spin to the basket to score. If you older people may remember, here we go. He's going to spin off his low foot. No, not like that, Eric. Let's go again. You're going to catch it. You're going to establish position. You're push, and you're going to turn and spin to the basket right there. Here we go. Good. You have to feel the pressure. If you feel the pressure, let's go again. You're in a position to make this move. Good. Very well done. Thanks, Eric. That gives you the series of low post moves we think that the older, more experienced players should develop. I reiterate, the younger players should focus solely on the drop step, crab dribble, and the and the jump hook. Let's go back to what we said earlier in terms of establishing low post position. And that is not an upper body fight, but rather it's a fight with the feet. And with that said, when we add a defender that is fronting the offensive man, it's important to learn how to seal to establish better low post position. In this case, the ball is at the wing with Aaron. Frank is full fronting Eric. As the ball comes from Aaron into me in the high post area, Eric is going to adjust here, sealing Frank, not pushing off with his arm, creating an offensive foul, but giving me a hand target here with the basketball. Watch his feet. That's the most important part of what's going on here, not the upper body. So when the ball, he's full fronted, ball comes to the high post, he seals, and the pass goes here for the score. Again, let's walk through it again. He is full fronted. Here, high-low, score. Now the next way to look at it is if Aaron has the ball at the high post to start with, and Frank has him full fronted here. Now, one of the things that we want to have our low post player do, if he can, he wants to walk him up or nudge him up the lane line without committing a foul, so that he has more space over the top. When the ball came from the wing to Aaron, Eric Knapp's job now is to pivot and seal, call for the ball with his legs underneath him, and now we're executing a high-low pass over the top. Really important to see that Eric Knapp did not make his break for the basketball till the ball is over the top of his head. You break too soon, then the defense can recover. Let's walk through it again. Seal, over the top, score. Notice he used the backboard. And one last time, please. And score. Sealing, you older players especially, as people start to front you in the low post, the ability to seal is very important. The same thing would be true if this took place. If the ball were at the wing with Aaron, if Frank Knight has Eric full fronted, and the ball goes from one side of the floor quickly all the way to the other side of the floor, then Eric's job is to seal again and not make his break for the ball till the ball is in the air on the way to him in the middle of the paint. He wants to keep his defender sealed to the outside as long as possible, giving him no chance for a recovery. Again, let's go back to what we said. The name of the game in low post is lower body and footwork. It's not upper body strength. The foot fight is what's going to win you better low post position. Whether it be playing in the backyard with your friends or with your own high school or junior high school team, the fact is that two-man games, most notably give and go, pick and roll, and pick and pop, are instrumental parts of how the game is played. Today we're going to demonstrate the pick and roll, with a focus in this videotape being the responsibility of the big man. Usually a pick and roll is going to be a big on little screen with an on-ball screen. In this case, we're pretending as if Eric's the big man instead of the 6'5" guard that he was, because if in fact it's a little on little screen, far too often they'll just switch them. But now with the big on little screen, Frank Knight's going to, and walk the ball for me, Frank. Frank's walking the ball but pretending as if he's dribbling. He comes off close to Eric Knapp. Eric Knapp's job then, right in here, Frank, is to reverse pivot and roll to the basket. Reverse pivot, rolling to the basket, giving a hand target, calling for the basketball. What far too many of the younger players do is they front turn rather than reverse pivot, thus losing their seal. Let's walk through it again, dribbling the ball. On ball screen, 1 second, Frank. Important to remember, as a big player, your on ball screen, it's not a blind screen. The defender can see you. Frank's defender can see you. So therefore, you need not give him a step. You can come right next to him to set that screen. Frank drives off it. Eric rolls directly to the basket. Notice how Eric's roll took him straight to the basket. He didn't round it. You want to play the game of basketball at straight lines and sharp angles, not at curves. Now, the next part of it is pick and pop. We're now going to get the shot for the big man. As Frank drives off the ball screen, he's going to widen into the open area. Eric's job is to reverse and get his feet organized to get his own shot. For our purposes today, I'm going to ask Frank to drive a little bit more over into here so that the camera can see Eric and establishing his foot position. We talk about foot organization and doing your homework early. That means getting your feet ready to shoot the ball, because that's going to be an important factor in how quickly you can deliver the ball to the basket. Here we go. Pick and pop. Notice how he was ready to 1-2 into shooting his 3. Again, pick and pop. It's very important that the big man on the pick and pop make sure that he position himself so the guard can get the ball to him, that there's not a defender in the way. The guard's job is to go hard off the screen and create penetration. The big man's job, when he decided not to roll to the basket, is to make sure that he establishes a passing angle that's free of defense. An excellent drill for all of you young players to use with a friend, either at practice or in the backyard, to develop your ability to go run pick and rolls and picks and pops, or what we call the box drills that Frank and Eric are going to demonstrate right now. The first one is going to be pick and roll. Go ahead, Frank. Frank rolls the ball out, gets behind the ball, passes, sets a ball screen. Eric comes off, Frank rolls, get it out of the net. Now you reverse rolls. Here it comes. He gets behind it. Notice how they're working at playing the game at sharp angles. One more time, guys. Get your rebound, Frank. Here it comes. Rolled out. Gets behind the ball. Squares up and faces the basket. Ball screen. Good. Continue with pick and pop. Now we go pick and pop. Same thing, except now you're going to shoot the jump shot on the pick and pop. Follows. Clears. Eric rolled the wrong way that time and lost vision. You want to open up to the ball. Here we go. Go again. Get behind it, Frank. Hit Eric. Try to open up the other way, Frank Knight. Go again. Eric, open up. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. By opening up, you get vision on the basketball faster. Right. Nope. Let's go again. Go again, here we go. We want Eric to be the shooter. Eric will open up. Now, other way. Let's go here. Yeah, by coming here and setting the screen and opening this way, I see the ball faster. If I turn this way, I don't see the ball, I don't see the ball, now I see it, okay? So I want to open this way so I see the ball faster. Good, very well done. Notice how Eric stepped back a little bit, knowing that Frank was going in this area to give him a better angle to get the ball back to him on the pick and pop to score. If you will work on the box drills with a buddy in the backyard, you'll develop your footwork and you'll improve your two-man games. As we review what the post people worked on tonight, remember that it's very important to establish a squared up position of the basketball as you come into the low post. And the name of the game is your footwork, not upper body strength. Yes, upper body strength is important, but it's more important to have good footwork in the low post area. Now, the next thing is that we didn't demonstrate this evening because we worked on one side of the floor, is you must develop all of those basketball skills and all those moves on both the left and the right side of the court, both on the left and the right side of the court. I encourage you not only to take this tape and to learn from it and to review it, but also to keep an eye open for other camps run by superstars in the University of Sports that are being offered in your area. Most notably, the world-famous Superstars Camp in San Diego in the summertime for you younger players. It was my pleasure and the pleasure of both Aaron and Eric and Frank to demonstrate tonight, and we hope that you'll be able to make use of this tape to improve your game.